Kind of busy, so I'm sorry I'm kind of late to the party with this one. This dropped Friday. This is a Netflix movie called Work It. Um, and it's about this girl uh, trying to get into this college, and she kind of lies about being part of a dance team, and so she ends up forming one to various circumstances throughout the film. And it is blah. Um, so this type of movie, this is a type of movie that I don't understand why we're still making it. Um, so like it's Dirty Dancing, okay, Footloose, Dirty Dancing, Footloose, and trying to think of Saturday Night Fever, right? These are movies that are dance movies made to show off music from the 70s, and they're super fun, entertaining movies. And I love Footloose. Saturday Night Fever and Footloose are two of my favorite movies of all time. No joke. They are. I love them. Okay? But they are not good movies. They're fun and they're entertaining and I enjoy them, and there are aspects of them that are good, but they're not good movies because they're very dated movies. They're very um they're very upbeat and fun movies. And when I say they're not good movies, they're not bad. They're decent movies. But um this movie kind of is like that, where it's a dance movie that's trying to be like that. Right, it's not an exact ripoff of those types of movies, but it's similar to those movies where they have sequences of excuse me, you have characters dancing throughout the film, and that like extended sequence of showing off characters dancing and the music, and it doesn't work as well. I think this has better acting than some of the better than some of these like Dirty Dancing, Footloose, Staying Alive. I mean, maybe not Staying Alive, but not Staying Alive. Saturday Night Fever. Um, but like in terms of like Dirty Dancing and Footloose, that comparison, they're very they're very they're very similar in what they're trying to do. But this has some better performances than majority of these types of movies usually do. Like Sabrina Carpenter, who was in Girl Meets World as the character Maya. I actually did watch that when I was younger. She was actually one of the best actors in that show, and she's legitimately actually a good actress. She also was in Milo Murphy's Law as my favorite character in that series. I don't even like that show that much, but her voice acting for the character of Melissa is perfection. Um, and so yeah, this movie, it has some good aspects about it. It's a fun movie. I would say why it really doesn't work is because the soundtrack is not given enough prominence. That's the point of this movie, right? Is to show off soundtrack. And like music of the 70s is the best kind of music to dance to, objectively speaking, because it's literally disco music. The entire point is so you can dance to it. It's one of the first genres of music to just be that way, and still listening to it now, it makes me want to move my body around because that's the entire point. The entire point of this type of music is that there's an interruption within the beat of the song that makes you want to move your body in a way that sorts out the missing beat within the song. And so it's almost hypnotic type of music. It's really smart type of music, and people throw away disco and 70s music like that as if it's just some 70s old style music, but it's actually brilliant music. And a lot of these songs are still iconic, even though they're not as iconic as they used to be, of course, and beloved, but they still are really smart, brilliant songs. The type of music displayed within this movie, sure, you can dance to it, but it just doesn't have the same impact. It's not as well constructed. It doesn't sound as good, and it's not that good. And you know, Footloose. People don't really talk about Footloose, but they still remember that soundtrack. That soundtrack, I can go into Walmart and buy that soundtrack on vinyl because it's a fantastic soundtrack and people love it. Same thing with Dirty Dancing, and same thing with Saturday Night Fever. These soundtracks live on past the film because they're so good. The film itself is kind of and they're fun to watch, but those soundtracks make the film 10 out of 10 and for a lot of people. And so, like, this doesn't have that same feature that it needs to make it good. So it's a fun, enjoyable movie for what it is, but it's nothing more than that. It's nothing special, and there's not even the soundtrack to make it feel like it's more special than it actually is. It's just blah. And as a blah film, I don't care. So yeah, I'm okay that I watched it. I enjoyed it. It's kind of a generic movie. There's nothing that special about it, but I can't say I was bored throughout it, and I think some people will really enjoy this movie, and that's cool. I'm happy if you really enjoyed this movie. I just think with the better soundtrack, this could have been a more enjoyable movie. But as it is, it's fine.